Time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Wednesday, October the 25th, 2023, brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Christopher Sean Areola, 32, of Muleshoe, died Thursday, October the 12th in La Mesa. He was born March 7th, 1991 in Lubbock to Jaime and Martha Sigala Areola. A visitation was held this past weekend, and cremation followed the visitation. Christopher is survived by his parents, his wife, Alyssa Areola of Vernon, one son, Elijah Areola of Muleshoe, two sisters, Denise Areola of Muleshoe, and Cindy Rosas of Amarillo, one brother, Angel Areola of Muleshoe, as well as many aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. Christopher was greatly loved and will forever and always be greatly missed. Please keep the family of Christopher Sean Areola, 32, of Muleshoe. He died last week on Thursday, October the 12th in La Mesa. Keep that Areola family on your prayer list today. Betty Kraft Jennings was born in Spur on May the 12th, 1929, on Mother's Day to Reverend and Mrs. Thomas Truett G. Kraft. She married to James R. Jennings, who preceded her in death. Betty is survived by one daughter, Kathleen Hamilton, and husband, Evan Hamilton. Also surviving her are a grandson, Wesley Hamilton, and wife Jenny, and a granddaughter, Kyla, and 7 great-grandchildren. Her funeral service was held this past Monday, October 23rd, at St. Luke's in Lubbock. Betty graduated from high school in Hell Center and graduated from McMurray University in Abilene in 1949 with a Bachelor of Science degree in secondary education with a major in mathematics and a minor in English. She received a Master of Education degree from ENMU in Portales with a major in English and reading. Additional postgraduate work was continued during her 30 years of teaching and even after retirement at Eastern New Mexico and Texas Tech University. Betty worked in insurance for 10 years in Abilene and served as an educator for 30 years in the Muleshoe Independent School District. Betty loved taking courses at Texas Tech and ENMU, following the advice of her dad, which was, if you ever quit learning, you quit living. In doing so, she has certifications in many areas. She taught high school math and was chairman of the math department. In addition, she taught high school English courses as well as 7th grade language arts in junior high. After becoming a reading specialist, she taught individualized reading classes in 8th grade. She later became a junior high counselor and then director of special education for the MISD. Betty was asked by the Education Service Center to become a trained presenter for workshops in instructional leadership, a series of 3 two-day workshops which included the lesson cycle, effective teaching practices, and developmental supervision. They were for both teachers and administrators and required for administrators before they could take the appraisal training. Then she was asked to take the training to teach the appraisal training and taught it at the Education Service Center as well. She was also trained in the Scottish Rite, Orton Gillingham method of teaching dyslexics and was a certified presenter for the Bipolar Seminars, a seminar to help one understand themselves, others, and how to strengthen relationships. During her years in education, Betty was very active in professional organizations for teachers. She was the president of the Muleshoe unit of the Texas State Teachers Association. She served on Region 17 District Necrology Committee and served for 2 terms on the Legislative Committee on the state level, at which time the committee actively worked with the Texas legislature and the governor and lieutenant governor for improvements in education. After retirement from the public schools, Betty continued to work as an educational consultant, making workshop presentations and working with Scholastic's Analysis, an organization that evaluated teachers in Texas school districts. She also worked with many area school districts, writing manuals that would aid teachers in effective teaching practices and making modifications for students and operating guidelines and policies and procedures for special education programs in Region 17. Betty had many hobbies, one of which was writing poetry. She took classes in creative poetry and compiled an anthology of her poetry. She completed a class in writing one's own biography. She also completed a fun series of courses in scrapbook design from the Scrapbook Design University, obtaining their version of both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. She worked on genealogy for many years and compiled a scrapbook on her mother's ancestry dating back to the early 1800s. She also compiled a book on her father's memoirs, which include many stories of memories that he had actually written, one of which was about his great-grandfather, Dr. Jesse Craft, a doctor in the Civil War era. She compiled his genealogy and dated it back to 1750. And at the end of the manual, she included a compilation of poems and sermons that her dad had sent to her through the years. Betty devoted much of her spare time to crochet and won many ribbons at the South Plains Fair. Betty taught a course entitled The Art of Crochet through the OLLI Extended Learning classes at Texas Tech University and taught the same class for several sessions at her church. She wrote her own instruction manuals for these classes. Betty also took great pleasure in baking and giving it to friends. She even entered many items she baked in the South Plains Fair, cakes, breads, and candies, and won many ribbons for that. Betty published 4 cookbooks, one entitled Welcome to Granny's Crafts Kitchen, a 50-year collection, which was a publication of her mother's recipes collected from 1927 until 1982, the time of her death. These recipes were obtained from parishioners during their many moves in the life of a Methodist minister, and her mother had placed the year obtained in the place they had lived. There have now been 9 printings of this book, and with each additional printing, Betty added a few more of her favorite recipes. In addition, Betty has published 3 of her own recipe books, a recipe sampler from Betty Craft Jennings, a second one entitled Kitchen Keepsakes from the Jennings Collection, and a third book entitled Betty's Best, which she published at the age of 92. In the fall of 1987 and again in 1988, Betty was elected to membership in Who's Who of American Education. In the spring of 1989, Betty was elected to membership in Who's Who of Women Executives. Then in the fall of 1989, she was chosen for inclusion in the Dictionary of International Biography, published by the International Biographical Center of Cambridge, England. Betty was an active member of St. Luke's United Methodist Church in Lubbock and a member of the Home Builders Sunday School class, which has now merged with the John Wesley class. One of Betty's greatest pleasures in life was derived from doing something for others. She often baked a cake for friends, sometimes as a thank you, and sometimes just as a surprise gesture of love. Several of her poems reflect this, the power of a little straight line and the seasons of life. She knew from the time she entered school in grade 1 that she wanted to become a teacher. She did not know what she would teach until she enrolled in her first year algebra class, her freshman year in high school. Then she knew that math would be the way she wanted to help other young people during her teaching years. After moving to a retirement home, she taught iPad classes to the senior citizens who were residents in the home, and wrote a book outlining how-to instructions for operating the iPad. She also compiled many other interesting and helpful books. While working with scholastic analysts, she compiled a book for both teachers and teacher evaluators on the Texas teacher appraisal system, explaining all aspects of each domain of the evaluation process. Betty saved many articles she read during the years in education. The articles dealt with many subjects and were interesting, educational, historical, humorous, anecdotes about children in school, church-related humor, and especially meaningful spiritual poetry and writings. When the number had overcrowded the filing cabinet, she organized them by topics and compiled them into books, a total of which there were about 45, including her genealogical compilations. Some of the titles of her many books are Things You Need to Know, A Few of My Favorite Things, A Spiritual Journey, Travel Texas, The Little Red Schoolhouse, Mathematics, Geography, English, and American History, having fun with the English language, growing old, turning 80, and the 23rd Psalm. Fond memories and expressions of sympathy may be shared at www.resthavenfuneralhome.com for the Jennings family. And again, her funeral service was held this past Monday, October 23rd at St. Luke's in Lubbock. Betty Kraft Jennings, and she was an educator in the Muleshoe Independent School District for 30 years. Please keep the Jennings family on your prayer list today. Well, the Mules got back to their winning ways this past Friday up in the Amarillo area, just north of town in River Road, as they beat the River Road Wildcats 48-6 this past Friday night. And you can see that full broadcast available free of charge on demand on our website, muleshoetv.com, with our voice of the Muleshoe Mules, Elliot Davis, doing the play-by-play there in Amarillo. Again, the Mules beat River Road this past Friday 48-6. That puts them 1-1 in District 2-3A action, as they lost their first game against Bushland 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago now, 56-26, but they have won every other game so far, as they are 7-1 on the 2023 season and having a great year so far. 2 more games left to go, and we'll play Shallow Water this coming Friday night. The kickoff is at 7 p.m. We will be live streaming it, courtesy of 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, and their high-speed internet connection they've set up for us there in the press box at Benny Douglas Football Stadium. We will be going on the air even earlier than normal, as there will be a senior spotlight before the game, as this is the last home game of the 2023 season. So you might want to, I don't have the actual schedule quite yet. I should have it sometime this afternoon, but look for our broadcast to go live around 6:30 to 6:40, as we will live stream the senior spotlight that will happen down on the track at Benny Douglas Football Stadium prior to the Muleshoe versus Shallow Water game. Now, of course, Shallow Water is always tough. The Mustangs from right outside of Lubbock, they have had a pretty rough season so far, as when you look at the 2-3A Division I district standings, Bushland is 3-0 and 8-1 overall on the season. Dalhart is 2-0 and 7-1 overall. The Mules are in third place at 1-1 in district and 7-1 overall. Shallow Water is next at 0-2 on the district. They're 3-5 overall on the season. And River Road is 0-3 and 1-8 on the season. The Shallow Water Mustangs lost to Monahans 48-7, and Seminole 35-30, then lost to Hereford 28-27. That was their first 3 games, all much bigger schools that they lost to. Then they beat Midland Greenwood 38-28, Idalou 36-15, and Pecos 45-3. Then in district action, they lost to Dalhart 21-14 in a close game, and then last week lost to Bushland, a very tough team, and the score was 35-3. They will be ready to play the Mules, though, I promise you that. So come out and support the Muleshoe Mules this coming Friday night. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. at David Woodfield, Benny Douglas Football Stadium. But if you can't make it to the game in person, join us for our live stream. Again, we'll start a little bit earlier than normal, around 6:30, 6:40, sometime around there, and have the live stream from the senior spotlight that will take place before the game. Make sure to go out, whether you're going to the game or not. Everyone is invited to the MHS pregame meal before Muleshoe versus Shallow Water. It's, of course, this Friday, October 27th, beginning at 4:30 till 6:30. You can dine in or carry out there at the MHS Commons area. They'll be serving turkey, dressing, gravy, mashed potatoes, green beans, rolls, pumpkin cake, and a drink for only $12. This is sponsored by the junior class of Muleshoe High School. And come out and support them and eat at the MHS pregame turkey meal before Muleshoe versus Shallow Water Friday, October 27th, 4:30 until 6:30. Dine in or carry out at the MHS Commons area. It's $12, and they'll be serving turkey, dressing, gravy, mashed potatoes, green beans, rolls, pumpkin cake, and a drink. And it's sponsored by the Muleshoe High School junior class of 2023. 2025. And our live stream from this Friday will be brought to you by Barrett Potato Farms, Burton Service Center, Leal's Tortilla Factory, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Independent School District, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Mohawk Auto Parts, WTG Fuels, Edward Jones and Stephen DeMint, McDonald's Restaurant, along with Dell Oil Company, 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, and Lance Insurance, and of course our live stream high-speed, fast internet in the Benny Douglas Football Stadium press box is provided by 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications. Go out and support all of these sponsors that support us and bring you this live stream, and tell them thanks for the live stream of the Muleshoe Mules football. And Shallow Water will be our next to last game this Friday. Then we'll be on the road to end up the 2023 regular season. It will be November the 3rd next week, way up in the Panhandle, and the Mules will finish up at Dalhart. That will be a big game, and it starts at 7 p.m. There are JV and junior high games tomorrow on Thursday, October the 26th. The junior varsity team will be in action at Shallow Water. It kicks off at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then Watson Junior High will be in action at Benny Douglas Football Stadium here in Muleshoe versus Shallow Water. October 26th, Thursday, the 7th grade will kick off at 5 o'clock, and the 8th grade game will begin at 6:15. So go out and support the JV and junior high teams as well. Well, it's time now for the weather forecast here on Gillem Advertising Channel 6, MuleshoeTV.com. And we're still looking for a sponsor for our weather forecast. If you, your business, your organization, your church would like to sponsor our weather forecast, please call me on my cell phone, 806-566-5881 as we're looking for a sponsor for our weather forecast. Well, a blessing as we finally got some rain last night. As Tuesday night, October 24th, it started raining about 10 p.m. and rained for several hours last night here at the National Weather Service station at Channel 6 in our backyard on the south side of town. We got 54 one-hundredths of an inch of rain. The Muleshoe Mesonet, 2 miles south of town along Highway 214, got 58 one-hundredths of an inch of rain. The Earth Mesonet, just east of town, right next to Tolk Plant, got 52 one-hundredths of an inch of rain last night. Morton got 41 one-hundredths. The Freona Mesonet Stott got 34 one-hundredths. Olton got 46 one-hundredths. Amherst got 4 tenths. So far in the month of October, as we're nearing the end of it, our weather gauge, our rain gauge in the backyard, that's it. That's all we've got. The whole month of October, we're at 54 one-hundredths of an inch so far for the month. The Muleshoe Mesonet's the same way. They've only got 58 one-hundredths during the month of October. So that rain last night, that's the total for the month as well. The Earth Mesonet did a little bit better as they're sitting at 57 one-hundredths for the month, as they picked up some rain earlier in the month just a little bit. But the farther east you go, the much better it gets, as Olton has an inch and 81 one-hundredths on the month. Amherst has an inch and 4 tenths. Anton has 2 inches and 44 one-hundredths. Then you get real big totals like Shallow Water at 2 inches and 59 one-hundredths for the month. Lubbock at the LCU campus has 4 inches and 39 one-hundredths during the month of October. The Lubbock TTU Mesonet station has 3 inches and 92 one-hundredths. So they're doing much better the farther east you go in the South Plains. We are definitely dry and behind so far here in the Muleshoe area. At the Muleshoe Mesonet on the 2023 year, we have 11 inches and 8 tenths. At the Earth Mesonet, just east of town next to Tolk Plant, they have 12 inches and 21 one-hundredths. Compare that to the Lubbock LCU Mesonet station. has 18 inches and 55 100ths for the year, and the TTU Lubbock mesonet station has 19 inches and 3 100ths. So it's about a 7 inch difference in here in Muleshoe and in Lubbock. So maybe we can make that up here before we get really dry. Of course, we always get really dry as we get into the fall and winter months. But looking at our forecast for today, we do still have a slight chance of rain through after 4 p.m. this afternoon, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. After 4 p.m. this Wednesday afternoon, mostly sunny, high near 74 degrees. South-southwest winds around 10 miles per hour, then mostly clear. Tonight, Wednesday night, low around 49. Right now, at 11 a.m. this Wednesday morning, it is 64 degrees outside. Thursday, tomorrow, sunny, high near 79 degrees. So we'll warm up just a tad bit tomorrow. West-southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear, low around 44. Friday, sunny, high near 72. West-northwest winds around 10 miles per hour, becoming east-southeast in the afternoon. Friday night, increasing clouds, low around 48. Southeast winds between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Then Saturday, partly sunny, high near 75. South winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 1 a.m., partly cloudy, low around 33. South winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, becoming north-northeast. After midnight, Sunday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the morning hours before 1 p.m., partly sunny, high near 44 degrees. So we're going to see a cold front come through the area, and it's going to go from 72 high on Friday. Saturday, the high will be 75 to Sunday, the high only at 44 degrees. North-northeast winds around 20 miles per hour. Gusts as high as 30 miles per hour are possible during the day on Sunday. Then Sunday night, look for it. We're going to have our first hard freeze, as we've had 3 or 4 light freezes here in Muleshoe, but this is going to be the real deal Sunday night. A slight chance of showers after 1 a.m. Sunday night, so it will be while you're in bed, but mostly cloudy, low around 21 degrees, and that will be Sunday night into Monday morning. Monday, mostly sunny, high near 45 degrees. Monday night, partly cloudy, low around 26. Then Tuesday, Halloween, looking at a mostly sunny day. We're going to bounce back a slight bit as our high will be around 50 degrees. But boy, it will really feel more like fall and maybe a little bit like winter, as our low will get down to 21 Sunday night, Monday morning, and then the low will be around 26 Monday night into Tuesday morning, which will be Halloween morning here in the Muleshoe area next week. Anyway, that's the weather forecast. If you want to be our sponsor for our weather, call us here, 806-566-5881. Again, Muleshoe got 54 100ths of an inch of rain last night, and we will take every drop of it. That is all the rain we've had during the month of October. The Muleshoe Mesonet got 58 100ths of an inch of rain, which is all they've had as well for the month of October. Earth got 52 100ths last night, and they're at 57 100ths for the month of October. Bailey County Farm Bureau urges you to vote yes on Proposition 1, Family Farms, Family Ranches, and Food for Texas. Election Day is November the 7th here in Texas. Early voting is going on now. It started October 23rd and will end November the 3rd. And again, Bailey County Farm Bureau urges you to vote yes on Proposition 1 for Family Farms, Family Ranches, Food for Texas. Again, Election Day is November the 7th here in Texas. Vote at the Bailey County Coliseum on Election Day, but you can vote early now through November the 3rd at the Bailey County Courthouse, and that's the Bailey County Farm Bureau reminds you to vote yes on Proposition 1, Right to Farm political advertising authorized by Right to Farm Texas PAC. Again, you can vote early now here in Muleshoe. Go to the Bailey County Courthouse and vote upstairs now through November the now through November 3rd. Then Election Day is November 7th. You vote out at the Bailey County Coliseum. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a few moments, so please stay tuned. This edition of the Muletrain is brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Here in Muleshoe at the original Leal's, 1010 West American Boulevard, they have a new bar with a bar menu that includes domestic beers, priced very affordably, including Coors for $3.50, Miller Lite $3.50, Bud Light $3.75, Budweiser $3.75, Michelob Ultra $3.50, and Shinerbach $3.75. In their import beer menu, Corona is $4, Tecate is $2.75, Modelo $4, Modelo is special $4, Dos Equis is $4, Pacifico $4.25, Victoria is $4.25, Corona Premier is $4. On their mixed drinks, the Sangria Swirl marked at $9 now. Beer Ritas $11.50. Sangria $8. Sangria wine $8. Strawberry margaritas, frozen or on the rocks, $8.50. Mango margarita, frozen or on the rocks, $8.50. House margarita, frozen or on the rocks, only $8. And the Micheladas with any beer is $8.50. That's the brand new bar menu available now when they're open at Leal's Mexican Restaurant, 1010 West American Boulevard. Victor, Debbie, Angelica, all their employees say come down and try their new bar menu available now at Leal's, the original Leal's, right here in Muleshoe, 1010 West American Boulevard. Texas Health Steps keeps your child healthy, and it's available now through the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Keep your little cowboy or cowgirl healthy. If you have Medicaid insurance, call the Medical Clinic in Muleshoe at 806-272-7544 to schedule your child's free medical checkup through the Medical Clinic of Muleshoe at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Texas Health Steps is health care for children through age 20 who have Medicaid and gives your child free medical checkups starting at birth. Checkups can help find health problems before they get worse and harder to treat. Again, schedule your child's free medical checkup through the Medical Clinic of Muleshoe if they have Medicaid insurance at 806-272-7544. Well, going on this weekend on Saturday at the Bailey County Senior Center, 319 South Main Street, or on the corner of Main and Avenue D, they're going to have their annual Mistletoe in the Shoe Holiday Market, and it will be Saturday, October the 28th, 10 a.m. till 3:30 in the afternoon. They'll have boutiques, handcrafted gifts, baked goods, and much, much more at the Mistletoe in the Shoe at the Bailey County Senior Center, Main and Avenue D, right here in Muleshoe. Again, this Saturday, October 28th, 10 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. Come join us for the Mistletoe in the Shoe Holiday Market with boutiques, handcrafted gifts, baked goods, and much more. And go to the Muleshoe Senior Citizens Facebook page, and underneath that ad, you can see tons of comments with some of the vendors showing some of the goods they'll have for sale there at the holiday market at the Senior Center. Again, it says Saturday, October 28th, 10 a.m. till 3:30 here in Muleshoe on Main Street at Main and Avenue D, 319 South Main Street. Mistletoe in the Shoe, the great holiday market, will be in town. Well, First Baptist Church is having tonight their annual Trunk or Treat Harvest Fest. It will be this Wednesday night, October the 25th, at their Activity Center, which is on the block of 219 East Avenue B. Everyone is invited to come between 6 and 7 p.m. at the First Baptist Church Harvest Fest. October 25th, this evening, Wednesday, October 25th, at 219 East Avenue B, 6 until 7 p.m. Come and join the Harvest Fall Halloween fun. Some other Halloween events going on here in Muleshoe. Trick-or-treating. Everyone is welcome to come and trick-or-treat with Parkview Nursing Care Center. Of course, it'll be on Halloween, Tuesday, October 31st, 3:30 until 5, there at 1100 West Avenue J here in Muleshoe, and spread some joy to the residents of the Parkview Nursing Care Center. Again, trick-or-treating will be at the Parkview Nursing Care Center. Tuesday, October 31st, 3:30 until 5 p.m. at the Parkview Nursing Care Center, 1100 West Avenue J. The second annual Howl at the Mule will be at the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation, and it'll be sponsored by the Heritage Foundation and the Muleshoe Chamber of Commerce. It'll be there at the Heritage Center along American Boulevard on the west edge of town. It will be a Halloween festival and will be Sunday, October the 29th, 5:30 until 8:30 in the evening. Good fun and spooky good time for everyone. So bring your kids and dress up for the second annual Howl at the Mule at the Muleshoe Heritage Center there along the west edge of American Boulevard of Muleshoe. Their Halloween festival will be Sunday, October 29th, 5:30 until 8:30 in the evening for a good, fun, spooky time, sponsored by the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation along with the Muleshoe Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture. Well, mark this on your calendar as we're coming up around the corner and into next year very fast, as the holiday season is already underway with Halloween next week, and then we'll be straight into November. But mark on your calendar as the 2024 Bailey County Junior Livestock Show has a date set now, and it will be out at the Bailey County Coliseum Friday, January the 19th, and then Saturday, January the 20th, they'll have their premium sale and raffle. That's all going on out at the Coliseum. The 2024 Bailey County Junior Livestock Show, again, will be Friday, January the 19th. And, of course, we will be out there, and we will live stream all day long during all of the events going on at the 2024 Bailey County Junior Livestock Show. There will be the annual Senior Center. Bailey County Senior Center will sponsor their Thanksgiving dinner. Lots of Thanksgiving dinners in the Muletrain today. Thursday, November the 2nd, next week, and it will be 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. there at the Senior Center, Main and Avenue D. They will have good old-fashioned home-cooked Thanksgiving meal for $12. Takeouts and delivery are available. You can call 806-272-4969 for delivery. That's Thursday, November the 2nd, 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Main and Avenue D, the Bailey County Senior Center. They'll have good old-fashioned home-cooked Thanksgiving meal for only $12. Takeouts and delivery are available. If you want a delivery plate, call 806-272-4969. Also going on at the Senior Center every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., they have their Matter of Balance workout. Every morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., Matter of Balance workout. They have Loteria today on Wednesday, October 25th. Of course, Mistletoe in the Shoe is going on this Saturday, October 28th, 10 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. with all the vendors there in the Senior Center. Then on Tuesday next week, October 31st, on Halloween, they'll have a costume contest and crafts with Leanne Helton. That will all be at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Senior Center. November the 2nd, next week, Thursday, of course, their Thanksgiving meal. I just told you about their turkey fundraiser, 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Delivery is available. And, of course, the Senior Center new director is Annette Roscoe there at the Bailey County Senior Center. Their sponsor of the week is Jack Dunham at the Senior Center. And this is, I believe, Annette writing, Annette Orozco. We would like to take a moment to recognize Jack Dunham as this week's sponsor of the week. Anyone who knows Jack knows he is a man of few words, which is why I reached out to his daughter, Dana Heathington, to help with the interview. Thank you, Dana. Jack was born in Frederick, Oklahoma, to RP and Jean Dunham, and had two brothers, Peyton and Larry, and one sister, Nancy. His family moved from Frederick, Oklahoma to Muleshoe when he was in the 6th grade. He met his wife, Bobby Nell King, in high school, and they married in 1958. They had 4 children, Michael Dunham, Rhonda Myers, Shelley Turnbow, and Dana Heathington, who all 4 live in Muleshoe with their families. Isn't that special? His children have given him 11 grandchildren and 16 great-grandchildren. Jack owned and operated Dunham Appliance Service from 1967 to 2018 when he retired. He attended refrigeration school in Lubbock one night a week for 2 years in the 70s to learn his trade. When asked about his best memories, Jack said his best memories were camping and fishing as a family. One particular fun memory was when it was raining while we were packing up to come home. Bobby and I had Michael, Jerry Bob, and Steve with us on this trip. We got stuck in the mud and the boys got out to push and got right behind the tires. They were so muddy they had to jump in the river before they could get back in the pickup. His favorite thing to look forward to was the first deer hunt of the year for many, many years. Jack is proud of the fact that he was able to stay in Muleshoe and run a successful, thriving business and work in refrigeration for so many years. Jack's success was due to hard work. He was the fire chief for the Muleshoe Volunteer Fire Department from 1988 to 1997. Jack was awarded president of the Panhandle Firemen's Association in 1995 and the Panhandle Fireman of the Year in 1992. Dana said Jack doesn't really have a favorite quote, but his kids shared some favorite quotes they remembered him saying when they were growing up. They compiled the following and put them on a towel for him for Christmas and named them Papa's Practical Principles. They are: you'll figure it out, use your other hand, change your filter regularly, if possible, do it yourself, stay calm and grin, don't get all worked up, don't throw out the milk. These are all the perfect principles for this sweet man. We appreciate Jack for his help here at the Senior Center. If you see him, thank him as well. And Jack Dunham is the sponsor of the week at the Bailey County Senior Center. Look for him pictured along with his family on our Muletrain news rotation, along with the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. Well, at the Senior Center today, on Wednesday, October 25th, they'll be serving, as they do every Wednesday, chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, country gravy, stewed okra, seasoned corn, pumpkin square. Tomorrow, on Thursday, November 26th, beef, soft taco, Spanish rice, broccoli, seasoned corn, mandarin oranges with whipped topping. Then on Friday, October 27th, Fisher chicken strips, borracho beans, green peas, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, whole wheat roll, and tropical fruit mix. Monday next week, October 30th, chicken fajitas, refried beans, white rice, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, flour tortilla, and ambrosia. On Tuesday, October 31st, hot dog on a bun, mustard, baked potato with sour cream, seasoned broccoli, pineapple, and gelatin. That's all serving at lunchtime. They begin around 11:30, serving lunch there at the Senior Citizen Center, Main and Avenue D. Well, we told you there were a lot of Thanksgiving meals, as the St. Anne's Catholic Church informed us that they're having their annual turkey dinner on Sunday, November the 5th. Serving time begins there in Bovina at 11:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock Texas time at the St. Anne's Parish Hall on 3rd Street in Bovina. They'll be serving turkey and dressing, cream potatoes and gravy, green beans, homemade bread, cranberry sauce, desserts, tea, and coffee. Donations will be $15 for adults, $6 for children under 6. Takeout plates will be available at no additional charge, and a quilt made by the society will be raffled off at the dinner, and that's according to Joanne McDonald, their advertising chair. She's been there for a long, long time. But the turkey dinner, annual turkey dinner at St. Anne's Catholic Church in Bovina, will be Sunday, November 5th, 11:30 a.m. till 2 o'clock Texas time at the St. Anne's Parish Hall on 3rd Street in Bovina. On your prayer list today, please remember Roy Anzaldua, Robert Johnson, Joe Bledsoe, Marie Brown, Richard Kaufman, Dolores Harvey, Bernie Martz, Eddie Morris. Please keep him on your prayer list. Joe Phelps, Terry Simmons, Holly Snell, Nancy Wallace needs to be on your prayer list today. Cliff Black, Rowena Myers, Terry Byers, Suzanne Nichols, Cleta Robertson, and Pee Wee Estrada, Jerry Bruton. Remember Daryl Embry on your prayer list today, Carrie and Pat Moore. Wanda Schaefer, who's recently moved from Muleshoe, her longtime home out there in the Baileyboro, Needmore area. Keep Tyrone Clements on your prayer list today, along with Olivia Barrera, Tina Castillo, Bert and Larry Combs. Melba King, who has recently moved from Muleshoe, as well needs to be on your prayer list today. Keep those families grieving the recent loss of a loved one, including the family of Christopher Sean Areola, the family of Betty Jennings, the family of Norris Conklin needs to be on your prayer list today. The family of Marcus Arizola Costilla needs to be on your prayer list. The family of Charla K. Bell, the family of Bruce Crabtree, and the family of Jose Luis Garcia Jr. Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News Program, brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant. If you want to hear our latest Muletrain News Program, along with any of our older archived ones over the past decade, go to our website, muleshoetv.com, click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page. That are all free of charge and on demand. Photographing the Texas outback. Details in a moment. The Sound of Texas is brought to you here on MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe at 610 East American Boulevard, as well as in Morton at 1744 State Highway 114. They're celebrating rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric since 1939. They are owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online at bcecoop.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope you enjoy this Sound of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith. Karen Van Cleef grew up on a ranch near Kent. She has made her living as a photographer all of her adult life. She taught art and photography for 20 years. She has done 2 books, one on Central Texas and her latest, The Texas Outback, which is about ranching in the Big Bend country. Both portray a way of life that is disappearing. One of the powers of photography, at least documentary photography, is it preserves our roots. For the Texas Outback, he lived in the Big Bend and photographed on some 20 ranches over a 5-year period. I had to establish her trust. In some cases, I even went terribly. Here's to get my shots. One man I know that was living there in Martha, and I had met him, and he knew me, and I saw him in the post office. He was complaining about not having anyone to help him with cattle. So I said, well, I brought my saddle when I came out, and I will help you with cattle. He took me up on that. And I said, there's only one catch to this, is that you allow me to photograph. Of course, he was happy to do that. He didn't want it all. He took pictures and gone to death. The ranchers knew this about me, knew that I had grown up on the ranch and had work cattle, because one of the concerns is somebody would get in your way while they're trying to do their job and either get home or at least slow down their pace of work. They don't usually want anyone in the hills or whatever to get their lunch. Jim says it takes certain personality traits to make a living as a camera. You have to be really, really committed and almost be obsessed. I've been told that people turn out to have an obsessive personality, but actually that's about what it takes.
and extreme perseverance to continue with it. And there's a lot of competition.
Human beings physically have been painful, so work is on that tradition in Austin. It'll be in Lubbock. I'm Tumbleweed Smith, from Texas.